Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. kidThunder. Today is December 26th, the day after Christmas. And right now, I want to discuss about Kwanzaa. You may think I celebrate it, but I personally got a completely different view and opinion about it. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. Now, I will say this verbatim. Supposedly, Kwanzaa is a holiday that is celebrated from now until January 1st in the United States and is supposed to observe African heritage and black culture. Obviously, the name derives from the Swahili phrase, first fruits of the harvest. The holiday was created by a guy named Maulana Karenga, whose original birth name was Ronald McKinley Everett. For one thing, the guy was a felon. I'll tell you that verbatim. The creator of the holiday was literally a felon. He had a few counts of felonious assault by torturing women, one particularly being his estranged wife, Brenda Lorraine Karenga. He even abused the women he was with via ironing cords. The little electrical cords and all that stuff. Yeah. Or if you know what I'm talking about, to some of us who had grown up, like myself, I'm in my late 20s and I'll be which obviously pretty soon I'll be in my 30s, almost into my 30s. Some people of my ethnicity obviously know what I'm talking about when you grew up. When it came to discipline by our parents or our guardians, I'm pretty sure at times when we got spanked by them, you would hear them tell us on occasion, "Give me the ironing cord." And I'm pretty sure after the experience, you might have seen red marks or peeled skin around you, or even swollen wounds for that matter. Now, next thing you know, some of us then, just like kids of this current generation, probably either contacted law enforcement or Department of Children and Family Services just to make the claim as child abuse, which in a sense, beating your kids with extension cord would be rendered or lumped in that particular category. Now, to be very honest with you all, I'm going to say this verbatim. I am not against anyone who spanks their children. However, if you use extension cords, that can be a bit too severe. Which, truth be told, why I think Kwanzaa is ridiculous to me. Which is the first reason why I find Kwanzaa to be ridiculous. When we spank our kid, I know I'm going to get a little off topic, but when we spank our kids, black people, why is it that we use obscenities right in front of them? Am I not mistaken? Doesn't the good book says parents do not provoke your children to anger? What's the point of training up your children in a way they would go when all you're doing is pretty much, giving them their punishment or correction, cussing them out? Last time I checked, 2 wrongs don't make a right. That's obviously one of the reasons why Kwanzaa is ridiculous to me. The second reason I find Kwanzaa ridiculous is that for some of us black people out there, Why in the flying flip do we associate with Africa, knowing damn well many of us living here were naturally born here in America? For one thing, the holiday teaches, promotes, and propagates paganism and self-segregation. The paganism portion revolves around the creator of the holiday trying to replace or substitute Christmas because he thought that Jesus was a psychotic individual. And what's absolutely appalling is that many of us black folks who celebrate this phony as hell holiday associate with the faith known as Christianity as our practice. Keep in mind, when you light up those candles on the Kinara, you might want to have second thoughts about that. And while we black folks currently want to identify ourselves with Africa, people from Africa do not want to identify with us. The way they opinionize us is that we're lazy and buffoonish. I particularly don't blame them on thinking that we black folks take our freedom too lightly. And why is that? Well, why do we have more black men locked up and lost in the system instead of being prospects in society? Why is it that when we get pulled over by policemen, next thing you know, one said individual has something on them? For instance, illegal firearms, drugs, warrants, whatever. The third reason I find Kwanzaa ridiculous is when we black people preach these 7 principles that are part of it, are we really practicing them, or are we just letting them go through one ear and come out of the other? For an awful long time, our neighborhoods and communities have been broken beyond recognition. We have more broken families than any other ethnicity around the planet, including those whom we supposedly associate ourselves with. We fail to make a name for ourselves, but let it be known we have to end up labeling ourselves certain terms that are offensive. In the music we listen to, why do we hear FUB words, suck my D word, kill you N word, which are heavily offensive? Why is it okay for us to call each other the N word, but let it be any other ethnicity, we'd be the first to strike back at them? When it comes to the responsibilities for the actions we make, when we make wrong decisions in life, we fail to take the blame on ourselves, but have the gall to blame everyone else. We barely know how to define ourselves. We're way too busy keeping up with the Kardashians, Scandal, and Empire, when in all reality, we failed to build our own damn empires and businesses. So in conclusion, by the end of this, I know I will get lots of hate mail from the pro-black community, assuming I have self-hatred, but in reality, nobody really gives a shit about Kwanzaa, considering its relevancy kinda withered away. Hardly anyone talk about it, so that could be the main reason people could care less with the man on the moon. I'm Chuck Johnson, and I'm signing off.